In today's episode, we are going to create this India Gate fashion photo manipulation in Photoshop, and we'll be using this image and we'll be converting it into something like this coming up. Hey, what's up? This is Harshvardhan and welcome to another superb episode. In today's episode, we are going to take this image. This image is by the Amit Batra and we are going to create this photo manipulation, India Gate fashion photo manipulation, and we are going to turn this image into something like this. So this episode is going to be very exciting because you are going to learn lots of new things. So first of all, we are going to build the background and we'll create this surreal India Gate magical abstract scene, and then we are going to place our model over there, and then we are going to create the final retouching. So there are so many techniques which you are going to learn from this episode, so make sure you stay till the end of this video. And before we go any further, please do subscribe to this channel if you have not already subscribed, and to subscribe just click the big red button below this video and you will be subscribed to this channel. And don't forget to click the bell icon as well, that will not miss any new video from this channel. Having said that, let's get started. And let's rename this layer as mist so that we can identify it later on. Choose the brush tool and choose this brush, softest brush. Flow to 100%, opacity 10%, and pick the color from the clouds, gray color, and paint over here so that it disappears, or it makes that it is disappearing in the mist or in the clouds. And pick the color from different area and keep on painting with your brush tool. And you can check by turning it on and off. And come to the indicate and double click on the Gaussian filter and increase its radius little bit more and press OK. And you can see now this one is looking much better. Let's select the girl layer, zoom in how it is looking. Go to the filter and choose camera raw filter, or you can simply press Ctrl Shift A or Command Shift A. Press auto and bring down the exposure, bring down the contrast, adjust its temperature little bit, and increase the saturation to something like this, and vibrance little bit, and increase the clarity, and bring down the highlights little bit. Open up the shadows and adjust the contrast little bit more and highlights, and let's say clarity to be something like this. Press OK, and you can see but it has made it too bright, you can see. So I'll select on this, you can check all of these and lower down its opacity, this curve where we have added some light, and just double click on this camera raw filter and it is going to open up the camera raw once again. And now we can adjust this, we can lower down the saturation, press OK. Let's see how it looks. Okay, but on the face we still see some light. Okay, so let's lower down its opacity even further or increase it up, and go to the properties and bring down from this curve or this point, and just double click it once again, and let's lower down the saturation back to 0 and press OK. Alright, now this is fine, I think. Alright, let me just adjust it once again, double click once again, and let's say increase the highlights and contrast, bring down the white because white is too much on the face, and press adjust the exposure. Let's take it -10, press OK. And now this one is looking fine because now the lighting is smooth and that is not harsh. Select this curves adjustment, see how it affects the image. Double click on this and increase the highlights little bit further. Select the mask, choose the brush tool and paint over here with the white color so that we get some more light on the dress or on the back side of the model. Now create another color balance adjustment layer and make sure you check the clipping mask and adjust these mid-tone sliders to match it with the background. We have to make sure that the model and the background matches, and for that purpose we can adjust all these three sliders which has cyan, magenta and yellow. So we have all these three channels, mid-tones, highlights and shadows, so we can adjust all of that to get the desired look we want. So here our purpose is to mix it with the background so that it looks as a part of this entire scene. Okay, so you can adjust all of these and highlights as well, and there is no hard and fast rule. You just have to experiment with this and you will get the result you want. Okay, you can see the difference by turning it on and off. Now select another gradient adjustment and choose this one, black to transparent gradient. Press OK, change style to the radial, reverse it and move the center to around here and increase its scale so that it gets mixed with the background. It should not be that dark. Okay, something like this is fine, or let's say adjust it and press OK. Select the layer mask, choose the brush tool and with the black color, soft as brush, and paint inside and increase the opacity to let's say 50%. That's fine, and paint in the center so that this vignette effect is not applied in the center. You can see now this one is looking much better. Now create a stamp copy by pressing Ctrl Alt Shift E, and then let me purge all my histories so that I get some free RAM. Then go to the filter, Nik collection and choose Color EFX Pro 4. This is a free plugin. Download it, search it on the net. This is from the Google. It's absolutely free. And here we are using the cross processing filter. You can see. And here we have all these presets available. So we'll browse through each of them and see which one we like. So choose the one you like. Maybe C04 is what I prefer. Let's try another one. Let's see if that works. I think C04 is fine, and we can adjust its strength from here. and press compare to see the before and after. Add another filter. Let's try film EFX modern, and from these presets let's browse different one. Let's see which one we like. Let's say, okay, which one? I think Fuji 160S is looking good. Let's turn it on and off to see the result, and click on this film details, and here we have all these options. We can adjust them, and here we need to increase the grains, so that will eliminate more grains from the image. If we'll bring it down, it is going to add lots of grain. Okay, and here we have all the channels: red, green, yellow, cyan, so we can adjust all of that individually to get the desired result, or the result according to your own liking. And we can also adjust the saturation of each color: red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, or violet. This is also giving us the option to target the selective color present in the image, and press compare to see the result before and after, and press save recipe for later use. Rename it whatever you want so that it would be available, and press OK. And it's going to take some time, and it is going to apply this effect or whatever presets we have just selected on a separate layer. Alright, you can see now the difference by turning it on and off. Now this one is looking really amazing. And let's zoom in, and create a mask over it. Choose the brush tool with black color, soft as brush, opacity, let's say 20%, and decrease the size of the brush, and paint on the face, because we don't want that much of contrast on the face, because that much of contrast is not looking good over here. You can turn it on and off to see the result. Let me save my work and create a brightness and contrast adjustment layer, and lower down the brightness to something like this. And choose the mask with the brush tool. Select the brush tool and soft as brush once again, and the opacity be around 20%. Choose the black color, increase size, and paint over here to add the light this way. So we are basically manipulating the light or the light source. Let's adjust this contrast a little bit. I think this way is looking much better. And create a curves adjustment. Click one point in the midtone and bring up the shadows, and bring down the highlights, or let's place it this way, and click this hand tool, make the selective adjustment. So wherever we are clicking, it is going to create a point and it is going to adjust that. And let's lower down its opacity a little bit if we think we have overdone it. Press C and crop it from the top a little bit. Press enter. Now let me bring in the cloth. So let me just find it. This one is the flying cloth. And increase its size to something like this. And place it over here. And rotate it this way. Or let's say, I think this is fine. Place it over here and resize it, make it little smaller. And press enter. And press Ctrl U to open up the hue and saturation. Lower down the saturation, change its hue to match the dress. Lower down saturation, adjust it, press OK. Press Ctrl B to open up the color balance adjustment and adjust the sliders to match the cloth with the dress of the model. Choose the shadows, adjust the shadows as well. So we can target all these highlights, midtones over the shadows to match it with the background. Press OK. Once you are happy, press Ctrl L to open up the levels adjustment and adjust the sliders again to match it with the background, or match it with the dress. So here we have on the left side we have the shadows, in the middle we have midtone, and on the right we have highlights. Press OK. Once you are done, and create a layer mask over it. Choose the brush tool and softest brush and zoom in. And paint over here with the black color, and we have 10% opacity, make it 50, and remove it from the dress or from the model. You can see how this one looks. Zoom in further, choose the lasso tool this time and draw a shape of something like this, and it is going to create a selection. And now choose the brush tool and then paint in. So it is going to remove this cloth from here, and over here as well it's left. So we can press Ctrl D to reselect, or Ctrl Shift D to reselect once again. And now this one is looking good. Now create a hue and saturation. Make sure it's clipping mask to the cloth and adjust its hue to match it even further with the dress. We can adjust the saturation and lightness. And you can see turning it on and off. Select the layer mask of this flying cloth and remove it from here because it is left from here. Choose brush tool with black color, paint over here. Now create another curves adjustment and make sure it's clipped to the cloth, and drag the highlights up and select the layer mask. Press Ctrl I to invert it. Choose the brush tool, soft edge brush with 10% opacity, and start painting with the white color on this side. Since the light is coming from this side, so we are adding little bit highlights to this image, or these rim lights, you can call it whatever you want. Little bit on this side, this side. Sorry, sometimes I speak nonsense. And create another curves adjustment, clipping mask, and drag it down and press Ctrl I, and we are going to paint shadows on this cloth. So with the brush tool, white color, 10% opacity, we are going to paint in the shadows. And you can see the difference by turning it on and off. Now select the girl layer and go to the filter, blur, and choose Gaussian blur and blur it 2.5. This we have selected this clothes image, and we are going to blur this out. Since it's flying, so it has to be little blurry. Press OK. Now this one is looking good, and let me show you the full screen. So this is our final result. So thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please let me know in the comment section below. If you like today's episode, hit the like button. If you did not like the video, hit the dislike button. And if you have any question, or if you want to say something, you can leave that in the comment section below. And if you want $439 premium courses absolutely free, just go to my website harshvardhanar.com and just sign up to my newsletter. So thank you so much. Bye bye. See you in the next episode. Till then, keep shooting, keep creating something awesome.